Good morning. So today's class is Booklist class. Today we will be drawing the boundaries as to what to study, what not to study. So this is going to be the boundary that is going to be set for your entire preparation, for your entire journey. This is going to be the boundary. Now, if you want to make changes to the boundaries, you can make it in the next 1 week or 10 days. Within 1 week to 10 days, you make a decision whether you are going to stick to this book list or you are going to make any changes. So before making the changes, always remember the max 3 rule. Okay, you have to remember max 3. What is this rule? Per subject, I am not going to have more than 3 sources. Not 3 books, I am talking about 3 sources. When I say 3 sources, one is my notes. Okay. 2 is NCERT. And 3, it's going to be some reference book. This is the rule. Now, if there is no NCERT for this particular subject, then I am going to stick to max 2 rule. If no NCERT for a particular subject, then I am going to go with what? Max 2. Clear? So this you are going to apply for every single subject of general studies. For all general studies, this is the rule. For optional, it is different. It varies by optional. How many of you have made a decision about your optional already? 1, 2. Only 2 people. What about the rest of the people? Which optional have you chosen? Zoology. That's fixed. Psychology. Fixed. Anyone else who has made a decision about the optional? Anyone else? No one. So, no matter which optional you choose, there are going to be at least 4 to 5 books. At least 4 to 5. And first and the foremost thing I want to tell you is that the optional has to be chosen on the basis of your interest only. Only interest, nothing else. All other factors that people consider. What are the factors that people consider? How successful this optional is over the last 5 years, 10 years, right? What is the success rate of this optional? How easy is it? How small is the syllabus? See, many factors we consider. So what are the factors? One is the length of the syllabus. This is one we consider. 2, whether it is scoring. 3, success rate. Yes, any other factor we consider before choosing an optional? See, if you choose a particular optional, on what basis do we think? These 3 things. Anything else we think of? Is it easy or difficult to understand? So whether easy or difficult. So these factors we consider. What I am telling you is that all these 4 are not important. The most important thing is interest. If you don't have an interest in the optional, there is no point in choosing that optional. Why? Why is it so? Because the nature of the subject itself. Because it is because of the nature of the subject itself. Broadly, we have 3 ways to look at the exam, or 3 ways to look at the subjects. We have CSAT, we have GS, all GS, and then we have optional. CSAT, to what level we should understand? To what level? CSAT, math, reasoning and everything. Till what level? 10th level. Even the syllabus clearly mentions it is till 10th standard level. If you know math properly, if you know the concepts properly, you should be able to solve all the math, reasoning and everything that is there. At least according to UPSC. Right? What about GS? 12th standard. The concepts that are there till 12th standard are you able to understand properly or not? Are you able to make other person understand or not? 12th standard. What about optional? This is grad level. If you want to learn a subject to the graduation level, it means there is depth. You have to learn it in depth, which means you need to have interest. Even the answers are much more complex. Even the subjects or the concepts that you study will be much more complex. Though you will be studying same geography, let's suppose somebody chooses geography. In GS also geography is there. Optional, you have chosen geography. It's a very difficult optional, by the way. History and geography are the most difficult optionals. Most difficult. Now, many people choose geography and history thinking that what do they think? It will be helpful for me in what? GS. But these are the most difficult optionals, if you ask me. So even if you get the same question in history, in GS and in optional, say for example you have chosen history, GS you got a question, same question you got it in optional, can you write the same answer? You can't. If you write your GS answer in your history optional, same question, you'll get less marks. Or for that matter, in depth you have studied history, bring that answer and write it in GS, still you'll get less marks in GS. So what are we supposed to do? We should write answers in different manner in GS and in optional. Optional is about depth. The more depth you write, the more deeper you go into the concepts, the better marks you are going to get. And it should be clarity. Everything is based on clarity. Many a times you might have studied n number of books, but what you have written, after some time if you read, you only don't understand. You only feel like, why did I write this sentence? There is no connection here. Okay? If you feel like that after writing an answer, think about the person who is evaluating. How would that person feel? So what are we supposed to do? First and the foremost thing, in any subject that you study, GS or optional, clarity. There should be absolute clarity of thought. Absolute clarity. In optional, much more. Why? Because it is a deeper subject. So we have to go deeper, means we need to have interest. Clear? So any optional you take, 4 to 5 books will be there, minimum. We'll count that towards the end. So what we will do now is we'll go subject by subject. Each and every subject we'll touch upon, which books to study. If there are any books that you have heard of, you tell me those book names as well. I'll tell you whether it is relevant or not, whether it can be a replacement for the book I mentioned or not. That I'll tell you. At the same time, I'll also mention the level 2 books which are available in the market. Whether to refer to them or not, I'll tell you when to refer to them. Okay? Fine. So broadly speaking, this is how we go. There will be some must do books. Okay? Let's call them level 1 books. There are level 1 books. These are absolute essentials. What are they? Absolute essentials. These are absolutely required. The day you reach 85% proficiency in them. When I say 85% proficiency, what does it mean? If you are given 100 questions from this book, you should be able to answer how many? 85 of them correctly. That day, you can go to the next level of books. Which is the next level of books? We'll call them level 2 books. Level 1, level 2. So we'll not go to the level 3. It's not required. So in level 1, we have quite a good number of books that you need not worry about. my assumption is that if you want to reach this proficiency in level 1 only, I think it would take a minimum, I am telling minimum of 12 months. Minimum 12 months it's required. Now what does this mean? I am indirectly telling you, don't touch level 2. That is what I mean. Never even think about level 2 books. I think you attended one of our toppers class. What did he mention? Did he mention something about the books? Books as in how much you have to study, which all books you need to study, he would have not mentioned, but he would have told you clearly, basic books only. Don't try to study a lot. Minimum number of books, maximum revisions. Correct? How many revisions? 3 to 4 revisions minimum. Right? Always remember, whatever to reach this level, I am saying minimum R3 is required. R3, R4 is required. Clear? Now, what I am going to do is, for every subject I will mention the level 1 books, and I will also mention the assistant books. There will be some assistant books as well, which are more like one reading is sufficient for those books. And then I will mention level 2 books as well. Level 2 books you need not refer to. Always remember, level 2 books need not be referred to, but if somebody tells you, you have to study this book, you will not feel like, I did not know about this book. You will be knowing about the book, but you have deliberately not touched that book. See, it's our psychology, right? How we feel about anything. Say for example, if I already know that this book exists and I am not touching it, it means I am deliberately not touching it. I clearly know it. On the other hand, I did not know about the book. Somebody tells me this book is there, this book is good. Now what will I feel? I feel like I am missing out. Understood? On the other hand, if I already know the book, then I will clearly understand, okay, I knew it, I am not touching it. So our idea is to ensure that our brain is in the right space. Which is the first subject we'll start with? Which subject shall we start with? Polity. So we'll go by paper, no? We'll go by paper. Which is the first paper? We have GS1. So GS1 first subject. In GS1, which is the first subject in GS1? First subject? Ancient history. Whether it is there for both prelims or mains, prelims and mains, or only prelims. What is it? It is for prelims only. It is not there for mains. So we are talking about GS1 history section. Entire history section we are talking about. Ancient history. Return on investment for this particular subject is pretty less compared to other parts of history, especially modern history. Return on investment is lesser. So what to study for this? To study there is a lot, however. For everything, what is the first source? The notes that you make. The notes. Handwritten notes that you make. Now, have you made a decision as to how you are going to prepare the notes? You had my class earlier, right? How will you prepare the notes? Which option? Option 1 or option 2? Option 1 was 33% space. Option 2 was separate short notes. Which one are you choosing? 1, 33%. So 33% space you are going to leave on the right side so that you can add anything later. So there will be other people who are going to choose the option 2, which is like I'm going to prepare a separate short notes for all the subjects put, all the sources put together. Okay. One is notes. Second, what to study. Before you go to the NCERT, right? Before you go to the NCERT, you can refer to Ancient and Medieval India by Poonam Dalal Dahiya. Ancient and Medieval India by Poonam Dalal Dahiya. Done? Remember? Select chapters only. From this book, select chapters only. Sir, what does it mean when you say select chapters? It means UPSC will be asking questions mostly from certain chapters. Mostly important chapters. Study only those chapters from Poonam Dalal Dahiya because it has some extra information. Do not study all the chapters. It becomes useless again. Clear? 3. What is the third source? Now comes NCERTs. How many NCERTs are there for ancient India? You have one in class 6, which is Our Past 1. The other one is in class 12, which is Themes in Indian History. One. Clear? Themes in Indian History 1. Here, not now. So you are going to have the ancient history faculty. You ask the faculty, they'll mention, okay, which chapters to look into in detail. See, if you follow certain things properly, okay, you need not ask whom, you need not ask the faculty as well regarding this one. What to follow? You are going to be supplied with a mentorship sheet, a mentorship profile. In the profile, it is clearly mentioned which chapter is important, which chapter is not important. You have to follow that. If you follow that, it will be much more effective. Why? Because it is based on data, right? The assignment of numbers to every chapter, whether it is important or not, is based on data. What data? Crunching of data of last 10 years of previous year questions. On that basis, weight is assigned for each chapter, how important this chapter is. Then you will be able to study, right? Then you will be able to study, focus on certain chapters only. Clear? So if that is not the case, you can always ask the faculty. You just ask the faculty, sir, which are the 5 or 6 important chapters which we must study in detail. They'll be able to mention. Clear? Now 3 are done. In what order are we supposed to study? Notes, Poonam Dalal Dahiya, and then this. So how do we proceed? A chapter of ancient India is covered. Go to Poonam Dalal Dahiya, study the same chapter. If the same chapter is available in both these NCERTs, go through it. Done. Here, same procedure for every subject. Same procedure. It's just that the order will change. In some cases, the order will change. This is done. Is there any book that's on your mind for ancient India? Have you heard of it? Any book? So there's a level 2 book, Ancient India by R.S. Sharma. Okay. Ancient India by R.S. Sharma. This is a level 2 book. In fact, whatever content is there in this book, whatever is important, is covered in the class. Your faculty will cover it in the class itself. So there is no necessity for you to look into this book. Which is the next subject? Medieval history. What about medieval history? How is medieval history? Okay. For medieval history, again, what is it? It's pre only. Notes, Punam Dalal Lahiya, same. It's in the same book. You have medieval India as well. NCERT, class 7, our pass 2, class 12, themes in Indian history 2. And when it comes to your level 2 book, Satish Chandra, Medieval India by Satish Chandra. Now, compared to ancient India, the return on investment on medieval India is lesser. It is relatively lesser. Which means for medieval India, you can safely, you can eliminate this book as well. If you don't want to go into it, you can eliminate that book as well. Not refer to any chapter. If the need be, what I am telling you, if you feel like reading, select the chapters you study. Otherwise, even if you leave it, not much you are going to lose. Where? In this particular subject. Why? Because from medieval India in prelims examination, you get probably 2 questions or 3 questions. 2 questions maybe at max. 2 questions. And these 2 questions, after I study everything, maybe I'll be able to answer 1. Studying everything. Still there will be doubt. Ancient history. Ancient history, you get 4 questions, 3-4 questions automatically you're going to get. In fact, earlier, ancient and medieval India, if you're talking about, let's say 2012, 13, 14, ancient and medieval were like untouchable. Means they used to not ask question only. Every 2 years or 3 years once, they used to ask 1 or 2 questions. That was how it was. Now at least you get questions from ancient and medieval for sure, but the number of questions is relatively lesser. But there are some bouncer years, right? Unpredictability seeps in some years. All the while people had believed that ancient and medieval weightage is this much, modern history is this much. So they always, you used to get more questions from modern history. One fine year, I think it was 2024. Yeah, it was 2024. Usually you get how many questions? 6 to 7 questions. 6 questions though you are going to get from modern India. That year, 2024, there was 1 question. On an average, you used to get how many? 5, 6, 7 questions from modern India. That year there was 1 question. And that too, if you clearly classify it, it's not even modern India. That is post-independent India. Right? So such unpredictability will be there. But you have to remember one thing. Everybody would have prepared on the same lines. So if it is unpredictable for you, it's unpredictable for everyone. We need not worry much. Clear? So this is for medieval India. Which is the next subject? Ancient and medieval is closely related to art and culture. Clear? So we have to look into art and culture. This is the third subject. It is part of history itself, art and culture. Tell me whether it is there for pre or mains or both. Pre, mains or both. It is there for both pre plus mains. Pre plus main. What to study? What is the first thing you need to study? Notes. What's the next thing? What's the next thing? NCERT class 11 and class 12. Okay. So see, the order is also important. There, what did we study first? Notes. After that, we studied the reference book directly. After that, we went to the NCERT. Here, we study the notes first. Alongside notes, we are going to study what? NCERT. NCERT which class? Class 11 NCERT. An introduction to Indian art. Indian art 1. In class 12, again you have one more NCERT, same title, 2. An introduction to Indian art 2. Then again, there's going to be a reference book, Art and Culture by Nitin Singhania. Again, what are we supposed to do? Selective. You have to be selective. Not all chapters are supposed to be learnt in detail because it's a very thick book and the amount of content that's there, it's humanly not possible to remember that much. The person who has written the book also will be finding it difficult to remember it. Right? It's almost impossible. I would say it's not almost impossible, it is impossible to remember everything that's there in that book. Too much detail. So we have to be very, very selective when studying this particular book, right? So hardly, 7 to 8 chapters you have to study from this particular book, not every other chapter. Okay. Art and Culture, do you have any level 2 book? Yes, you do have a level 2 book, which is A Wonder That Was India. A Wonder That Was India by A.L. Basham. By A.L. Basham. Never, ever search for a shortcut for any subject. You will lose your ability to analyze. Remember this. Do not take help from your friends to create notes. As in, your friend has written the notes, you copy that notes. No, not good. Your friend created a short notes, you copy that short notes. Not good. Take a Xerox of it. Not good. It's next to useless. You have to create your own short notes. Every material that is available in the market which claims to be what? Shortcuts or summary is absolutely useless from the perspective of a person who is preparing for this examination. A serious aspirant. Why it is useless? Because that's the analysis which has been done by someone else. When you read or study that particular document, you will not have the holistic understanding. Your brain loses the ability to analyze actually. Okay, let your brain analyze, let your brain make the notes. Don't copy from others. Clear? So, sir, what if some institute is providing? Still, it's copying only. Understood? Now, so far I have not mentioned institute's material yet. Clear? What next? What to study next? Modern history. We'll go to modern history. Whether it is for prelims or mains. Modern history. In modern history, this is for both pre and mains, but how it is divided is a bit different. For pre, when I say modern history, everything till what? From 1707 till 1947. For pre, 1707 to 1947. So that's like how many years? 240. 240 years, correct? Almost 240 years. So what is 1707? Death of Aurangzeb. From that point onwards till 1947. So basically the end of Mughal era and the rise of the British Empire as such. Now coming to mains, what they have done is they have clearly mentioned from the mid of 18th century. When they say from the mid of 18th century, what does it mean? This is how it is. So you have a discount of 43 years. You have a discount of 43 years. Now you might be thinking, sir, 43 years, what is that, sir? Any which ways we have studied for prelims, we'll study for mains. Trust me, it's very difficult. Those 43 years are difficult years. There are so many rulers. There are so many names that come in. All names look alike, right? There's a lot of confusion in those 43 years. So you should be glad those 43 years are, not a part of main syllabus. Some headache is lesser in mains. So what to study for this? First of course, notes. Two. You have the spectrum, a brief history of modern India. A brief history of modern India. By Rajiv Ahir. By Rajiv Ahir. The next books are NCERT related. However, these books I would suggest you to go through them after studying this. One reading would suffice. If there is anything extra, I don't find anything extra as such, but if you find anything extra, you can add it. Class 8, our past 3. Class 12, themes in Indian history 3. This is one reading, one proper reading, and add everything that is missing. Weightage is more, relatively higher, even compared to your art and culture. Probably I would say your ancient, medieval and art and culture put together, whatever is the weightage, that much weightage you have for this subject, all 3 put together. Are there any other books for this? Maybe your faculty might mention to you a replacement for this book would be a thinner book by Bipan Chandra. There is one thin book, not a thick book. There is, India's struggle for independence. There is one book. So that I'll put it here. So there are many referral books for this, level 2 books. Bipan Chandra, India's struggle for independence. To Modern India by Sumit Sarkar. 3 you have quasi to partition by Bandopadhyay. These are level 2 books. What you can expect in the class is that instead of studying these 2 books, sir may give you a reference to one more book by Bipan Chandra, Modern India book, which is a thin book, right? It comes with a red wrapper or something, right? That can be referred to. Basically, that's the old NCERT. That's the old NCERT. Now it is out of print. So that has come in a newer version, right? So from a private publication it has come, not from NCERT. Understood? Third one, Plazi to partition, Bandopadhyay. Clear? This is about modern history. This is our subject number 4, right? Our subject number 4. So in history, what are we left with? Post-independence. So we have post-independent India, PII. Subject number 5, post-independent India. What is it for? Actually, it is mains only. Main only. But now what has happened in the last few years, the trend that we are observing is that in the prelims examination also, they're asking questions from post-independent India. In the prelims exam, how are they asking the questions? What they do is, they ask the questions which are more economy related. The moment they ask a question which is economy related, post-independent India, it becomes part of Indian economy. Actually, you are studying where? Studying it in post-independent India, but they classify it as what? I have asked economy question. I am not asking from post-independent India. See, when I say post-independent India, you have to study politics, you have to study the society, you have to study what? Economy. This is how we study post-independent India. What UPSC has done? In proper Indian economy, we don't study what? This part of economy. Which part? Post-independent Indian economy we don't study. We just study 5-year plans. That's all. So in economy books, you don't find this part. It is found where? Post-independent India book. They have started asking questions from here. Now when you ask UPSC, hey, why have you asked this question? UPSC is like, I did not ask from here. I asked from where? Indian economy. So that is why I always tell students to be exam ready like this. How? Before I go to the prelims, before you go to the prelims examination, all subjects for pre and mains preparation should be done. The only thing after prelims that should be left with you is answer writing and current affairs update. What are the only 2 things? Answer writing, current affairs update. That's it. Nothing else. No notes preparation. Revision I will do. Answer writing I will do. Current affairs update I am going to add. You should not hold a new book or a book which you have studied probably some 6 months ago to start preparing notes, or for that matter, you pick up a new book to study for mains only. All these things are banned after prelims. Only stuff I have to do after prelims: answer writing, basically a test series, current affairs update. That's it. I'll keep revising, I'll keep writing the tests, I'll update the current affairs. That's it. No other work should be left. In your attempt, if After prelims, if you are still left with many subjects to cover, it means your attempt is not a good attempt that year. Your attempt is not a good attempt. You are not going to be so successful in that attempt. If you have to be successful, you have to ensure before prelims everything related to pre and mains is done. Okay, never be under the impression that first let me clear prelims, sir, mains I will write something, they will give marks. No doubt they will give marks, but they'll not give enough marks for you to qualify. That's all. They'll give some marks. Okay, they are ruthless when it comes to giving your marks. Ruthless as in all your life you would have sensed this. In your graduation, maybe, in your school, maybe, if you write something related, if you write something for 2 pages, you have filled all the pages. So the person who is evaluating would feel like this person has studied, maybe was not able to recall properly, that is why written everything. Let me only find the answer where it is and let me award some marks. Here that's not the case. The moment they see some point which is irrelevant to the question asked, your entire answer is gone. Maybe you have written the answer, required point somewhere in the middle. They will not search for it. Your first impression has to be really good. First impression really matters. So earlier there was an opportunity for the students also, for the people who write the exam also. They could impress the evaluators better. How? First, mark out all the questions that I know very well. First, attempt all those questions in order. So I know out of 20 questions, I know, let's say, some 12 questions I know the answer. Very well I know. First, I'll attempt all those 12 questions. So when the person is evaluating, he feels like 12 answers he has written very well. From 13th onwards, hazy. It's all fuzzy. Now, the impression I have already created, because of the impression I have created, for every answer, I have got good marks. Now that is not possible. Why is it not possible? UPSC already prints the question in an order, gives the space after the question. Which means what? First question you have answered well, second question you have answered badly. Means the impression that you have created of the second question will exist for the next questions. Even if you write well, the impression is going to continue. So you have to be very, very careful now when writing the answers to the point. If the question is asked for 250 words, I will write only 200 words or 150 words even. Those are 150 relevant words. The upper limit is 250 words. It's not the lower limit. You have to understand that. What does it mean? Upper limit in the sense, not beyond 250 words you have to write. It's not like I have to write 250 words. No. Not beyond 250 words. That's it. Not beyond 150 words. So below 150 words, I can write even 80 words and drive home a point. Make the person understand, put all the points that the person wants. There is a chance that a person who writes only 150 words and the other person who writes 250 words for the same question, this person might end up getting good marks. Clear? So to the point answering. Yes. Now, coming back to our book list. Post-independent India, what to study? How many questions do you get from post-independent India? 1 question per year in mains only. But as I told you, now they are asking questions in prelims as well. Very simple questions. If you have studied post-independent India properly, you will be able to answer that question. Get that question right in your prelims. What to study for this? 1, notes. 2, politics in India since independence. Class 12. Politics in India since independence. That's sufficient. Level 2 books. One by Bipin Chandra itself. India since independence by Bipin Chandra. Or you can go with there's one more level 2 book, India After Gandhi by Ramachandra Guha. Ramachandra Guha. India After Gandhi. Now, if you want to add something, in level 1 itself, in your spectrum book, you can add it here. In your spectrum book, there is one last section actually. The last section is related to India after independence. That section also you can study. That is also good. That would suffice for post-independent India. Class 12 NCERT notes and the spectrum last section. That would suffice. Okay. Next. GS, no. Every single question that is given, you have to answer. There is no option. There is no choice in GS. So it's like this. GS, all, how many papers you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 GS papers. GS 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you have essay paper. Correct? Essay, you have part A, part B. GS 4, you have part A, part B. And then you have optional. Optional, you have part A, part B. Done. Let's see how the questions come. In GS 1, 2, 3, the nature of questioning is common. In GS, there is no choice. Right? In GS 1, 2, 3, 4, no choice. All questions must be attempted. All. In 1, 2, 3, how do you get the questions? Each paper is for how many marks? 250 marks. So 1, 2, 3, for this part, the questions are like this. You usually get 10 markers, 12.5 markers, or 10 markers and 15 markers. Okay. So 10 markers and 15 markers. There will be some questions which are 10 markers, there will be some questions which are 15 markers, total 250 marks. Clear? So 10, 15 markers means 150. 150 marks. Another 10, 10 markers, 100 marks. Done. 20 questions, your paper is done. All you have to attempt. You have to attempt all of them. Now, generally, what is the strategy which is used? What is the strategy that is used? Our target is always to attempt all of them, but there is paucity of time, one thing. You will be racing against time, that is one thing. The other problem is that I would not be knowing all the questions sometimes. Some of the answers I know remotely. So what should I do? Any person who is well prepared for the examination, any person who is well prepared. So as I told you, before the prelims itself, you have done everything. Such a candidate will be able to answer 17 questions in a satisfactory manner. I would say 15 questions, very good. 2 questions, 2 to 3 questions, not so good, right? And 3 questions, subpar. 2 to 3 questions subpar, that is much below standard. This is how a person will be able to attend or attempt the questions in what? GS 1, 2, 3. In GS4 you have AB. A is completely theory. This is for 125 marks. B is also 125 marks. This is case studies. This is basically application of the theory. This is ethics paper. So for 125 marks, 120 or 125, it varies. What is this? This is 120 or 125. So if it is 120, it becomes 130. Clear? So usually you get 6 case studies. 6 case studies as in 6 questions. 120 divided by 6 or 130 divided by 6. Which means what? Per question, per question you have 20 marks or 25 marks. Per question, 20 to 25 marks. Case studies. It's gold, if you ask me. This is gold. Pure gold it is. And when it comes to this part, they ask only 10 markers. Only 10 marks questions. So usually they ask 12 questions. 12 into 10 questions. Do I have to attempt everything that is there in this? Yes, absolutely. There is no choice. In 1, 2, 3, 4, no choice. Coming to essay, you have part A, part B. What is part A of essays? It is mostly socio-politico-economic. Basically related to your GS 1, 2, 3 issues. In your GS 1, you have society, history, geography, everything. In your paper 2, GS 2, you have polity, governance and everything. GS 3, you have economy, socio-politico-economic. So on these topics, you get 4 essays. Out of 4, you have to choose 1. 1 out of 4. In part A. Similarly, you have part B, which is philosophical in nature. Philosophical, moral. This one is related to this. Part B of essay is related to what? Ethics paper. Clear? Here also you get 4 essays. I have to attempt 1. 1 out of 4. So you have a lot of choice here. 1 out of 4. So 2 out of 8. 125 marks each. Clear? Now coming to optional, you have 2 papers. In each paper you have part A, part B. So paper 1 you have part A, part B. Paper 2 also you have part A, part B. Right? So when you have part A, part B, how much choice do I have in each paper? We'll go by paper. So same way, one paper is there, second paper also will be in the same way. So what will be there in these 2 papers? Let's suppose paper 1, they'll give you 8 questions. Total how many? 8 questions. So part A, paper 1, part A, part B. Part A 4 questions, part B 4 questions. Out of these 4 questions, the numbering is like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is how the numbering is. What they do is, the rules are like this. Question number 1 of each section is compulsory. That is, question number 1 and 5 are compulsory. Which means, see, part A, how many marks? How many marks? 125 marks? Not essentially. It is not going to be split like that, right? So 8 questions, we have to attempt total 5. 5 means 250 marks, right? 250 in the sense per question it is 50 marks. So how many questions do I have? 8. 8 into 50, how much? 400. Part A, you have 200 marks questions, 200 marks worth of questions here. But the paper is for only 250 marks. What do the rules say? Rules say that 1 is compulsory, 5 is compulsory. 100 marks are done. You must attempt them. You can't leave them. There is no choice in this. In rest of the paper, you have a choice. What is the choice? They say that apart from these two, you must attempt at least one question from each section. I will attempt question number 3 here, and I can't attempt what? 2 and 4 both now. What should I do now? I can take one more here, and one I must attempt from this. So minimum 2 questions from each section I have to attempt. So basically it ends up like this: 3 in one section, 2 in another section. But 1 and 5 are compulsory. Total how many I attempted? 5 questions. 5 into 50, 250. Clear? See, 1 and 5 are compulsory. 5 is compulsory because what they do is 1 and 5, question number 1 and 5, they usually put A, B, C, D, E. 5 questions they ask. A, B, C, D, E. 5 questions they ask. In these 5 plus 5 questions, 10 questions, they have covered almost all the chapters that are there in your optional. Almost all the chapters. With this, what happens? There is no choice for the student to skip any chapter. Clear? So 1 and 5 are compulsory, and in every question you have A, B, C, A, B maybe, A, B, C. Usually A, B, C. 3 sub questions will be there in each question. So it's up to me to choose 1 and 5. For sure I have to choose. Apart from that, I have to choose 3 more. 3 from how many? 6. Okay. I have to choose in such a manner that I have to choose at least 1 from each section extra. Okay. So basically it's going to be 2 plus 3 or 3 plus 2. Done. So this is how your optional paper is. So in optional you have choice, essay you have choice, GS no choice. Done. Okay. So what's next? Which was the subject we were in? World history. World history is done? No. Post-independent India. It's done? Post-independent India? Okay. Now you have world history. We are still in history. How many questions do we get from world history? And it is for prelims or mains? Yes. Again, it is main only. Here you can safely say you don't get the questions in prelims. From world history, you don't get the questions in prelims. It's safe. Now, what to study for? Apart from notes, what to study? What is the weightage? 1 question in mains every year. This has been the trend. Only 1 question, which is usually a 10 marker or a 15 marker. That's it. Contemporary world politics, class 12 NCERT. Contemporary world politics, class 12 NCERT. And then you can also study history of the modern world, by Arjun Dev. by Arjun Dev. It's a thin book. This is a thick book. Mastering Modern World History by Norman Loaf. It's a wonderful book, but useless for us. Okay, it's a very thick book. Done. Norman Lowe, L-O-W-E. Which one? This one is level 2. LO means level 2. So basically how it goes, the syllabus, how they have done is, after your Renaissance, right, you have Industrial Revolution, right? Our world history starts from Industrial Revolution for the syllabus. Industrial Revolution, after that World War I, World War II, colonization, right, post-colonization. That's it. That's how it is. This is world history. Now all throughout, you have to have one book in the background. Alongside, you should be studying this particular book. It's for history as well, it's for essay as well, it's for ethics as well. By Gandhiji. This is a must book. It's a must book. You have to study it. If possible, make notes out of it. Do not do what? Find a summary of it. You have to study. Okay. One more book in the background. Discovery of India. This is another book in the background. Yeah. 2 books in the background all the time. This is like separate thing you are doing. Any day, if you are studying any book you study, non-fiction, any non-fiction you study about Abdul Kalam, right? There's Wings of Fire that you study, or some other book you are studying, right? India Unbound maybe. So any book you are studying, always make sure you maintain a separate notebook for it, where you just make an entry. You just find an anecdote. Gandhiji had done something at this particular age. Okay, what had he done? What does it signify? At what point he realized that truth is everything. There would be some anecdote. You have made a note of it. Now, when you add this point in your answers, and remember, you will be able to add this point in your answer only when you have made notes like that. Otherwise, if you have studied from somewhere, from someone who has given you the short notes, you will not be able to replicate it. It's always about what? If you have prepared the notes like this, in the background, if you are doing this work, it will always come in your answer. And that's going to be outstanding when it comes to awarding of marks. The person will feel like giving marks. because you will have given the proper detail. It's not like academic detail you have given. You have given a detail on the basis of your learning, and it shows in the answers. It clearly shows in the answer. So that is why you keep these two books in the background. Clear? Now history is done. Now we'll move to Indian society. In GS1, after history, you have Indian society. This is again mains only. GS1, main only. What to study for this? Notes. Printed material. NCERTs, class 12, Indian society, and again class 12, social change and development in India. Now I would tell that this one you just make a reference. No need to study in detail. Why? Because whatever material has been developed, it's actually developed from these two itself. So it is already there. Printed material, which you are going to get here, right? So you are going to get it here. So this is one module you can use. So far, this module. Are there any other books? There's one more book. This is a level 2 book by Ram Ahuja. Social problems in India. Ram Ahuja. Ram Ahuja. This is your Indian society. What next? You have geography now. Geography. This one, you get somewhere around 5 to 6 questions in mains. In main examination, 5 to 6 questions. A good number of questions you get from here. What's next? Geography. Don't worry. Only GS1 has so many books. Only GS1. Why? Because you look at the nature of the subject as well. It is pure static. When it comes to GS2, you have polity, governance, international, these are dynamic areas, because of which it is more current affairs oriented. It has less to do with, partially to do with what? Your static as well. So that is why you have GS1, almost everything is in the books itself. We have GS1. What to study for geography? First thing that you need to do, atlas. How to use an atlas? How to use an atlas? See, there are different ways in which people approach the questions based on maps, places. People approach in different manner. I'll give you an idea. If you implement it, you are going to thank me much later, maybe you might forget my advice. You follow it, but you forget my advice. It's fine if you forget me, that's fine. But if you do this, it's going to be highly effective for you to get the scores. Remember the places easily. The amount of time that's required for this work is around 5 to 10 minutes per day. This is going to be the last thing I do in my day. It's a habit I am going to cultivate, right? This is a hobby. This is going to be my new hobby, 5 to 10 minute hobby. What is it I am going to do with the atlas? Randomly, I am not going to open the atlas and look for the places. That is like shooting in darkness. What I would do instead is that on a daily basis, you'll at least open 2 to 3 notebooks for sure. At least 2 to 3 notebooks you are going to open, or you always have the phone in your hand, right? Even if you have a button phone, you have text messages, somewhere you make a note of the place, a mountain, river, lake, national park, wildlife sanctuary, anything which can be marked on a map that you come across in a day. Make a note of it. Where? In your notes app or in messages, type it and keep it. End of the day, what am I going to do? End of the day, in those 5-10 minutes, I am going to transfer all these that I have noted down in the day to my atlas. I'll just mark them in the atlas. Now, when you are marking in the atlas, you are going to recall, why did I write this name here? You are going to try to recall and then mark it there. Getting my point? And the advantage of marking it in atlas, sir, instead of that I can search it on Google. Google Maps will show. Google Maps will show the exact point. On the other hand, when you search in the atlas, you will be subconsciously looking at all the other places around it. If you want to search for Turkey, directly your eyes are not like search for Turkey. Turkey is here. It's not like that. You are going to look for, okay, Egypt is there. Okay, Egypt is quite far. Turkey next to some other European country. Greece is there. Okay, it is on the border of what? Asia. Is it Asia or is it Europe? What is it? Now, all these questions pop up and then you mark Turkey. And when you do it over a period of time, maybe 3-4 months later, you will be so good in atlas, you can't even imagine that you know so many places. But it's a 5 to 10 minute exercise, that's it. It has to be done regularly. There is no separate preparation required for the map based questions. People say you have to prepare, they make a lot of videos. There are many documents that come out towards the end of the year. When you're close to the heels of the examination, you get so many documents. Places in news, mountains in news, lakes in news. Right? You get all these videos, files and everything. Trust me, even after looking into those files, videos, you'll not get the answers right. But a person who has done this exercise will, for sure, there will be 5 to 6 questions. Out of 5 to 6 questions, you can safely say I'll be able to get 3 to 4 correct. But a person who is studying those documents, watching those videos, I can be pretty sure that the person will be finding it difficult to get even 2 right. There will be a lot of confusion because UPSC does not ask you the question on the basis of how the videos are made. UPSC is going to come up with its own new logic. I have learnt about a particular place. UPSC is like, which is the river that passes close to this place? Tell me. Now, in the video, it was not there. In the document, it was not there. But if I have done this exercise, you have learnt in that manner itself. Okay, this river is here. Okay, next to that, this place is there. Understood? This is the first thing you need to do. 2. Notes. Online people, if you have any queries, you can ask the query. My name is Sagar Gowda, by the way. Okay. So, which one? You can go with either Orient Black Swan Atlas, OBS, or Oxford School Atlas. School Atlas, right? Done. Now coming to the books, which all books I need to refer to. Remember, we are going to go to the books in such a manner, higher classes first, lower classes next. Not lower classes first and higher classes next. Getting my point? So, broadly, let's say in the class, something related to physical geography is done. So, broadly, we have world physical geography as one section. The other section is Indian geography. And the other section is human and economic geography. The weightage of geography is significantly higher. This is there for both pre and mains. So what to study for world physical? What to study for Indian geography, human and economic geography? All are NCERTs. No other book required. Only NCERT. Class 11. Fundamentals of physical geography. This one you are supposed to study first. Along with notes, study this. Indian geography. Class 11. India, physical environment. India, physical environment. Class 12, human and economic geography. Class 12. Fundamentals of human geography. And also class 12 itself, India, people and economy. India, people and economy. Now, class 11, class 12 we are done. See, basically what we are supposed to do, atlas work I am doing, notes I am taking down. Whenever I am taking down the notes, let's say some chapter in fundamentals of in physical geography is done, I'll refer to it here. Same way I am going to do it for India physical geography. Wait till geography gets completed. Complete geography should get over. Then I am going to go into the books I am going to mention now. Class 6, class 7, class 8, class 9, class 10 books. Okay. So for class 6 and 7, you have Earth, our habitat and our environment. Class 6, Earth, our habitat. Class 7, our environment. This is related to your physical geography. Remember world physical geography? It's related to that. You have to wait till the classes get completed. If you have already studied, it's fine, but wait till the classes get over. Why I am telling you this is because if you wait till the classes get over for geography and you have studied the class 12 and class 11 books already, when you read through these books, very few things you need to add, right? There is no duplication of work. Otherwise, this will look new. You have to put extra effort. Learn the advanced stuff in the class. This is very basic stuff. You can just run through them. Very few details you might need to add. That's it. Next, Indian geography, you have contemporary India 1, contemporary India 1. This is class 9. This is related to Indian geography. And related to your what? Human and economic geography. You have class 8 and class 10. Related to human and economic geography, class 8 and class 10. Class 8 you have resource and development. Resource and development. And then you have contemporary India 2. This is related to human and economic geography. So what am I supposed to do? The day physical geography gets over, world physical geography got over, what did I study? I studied the notes. I also studied fundamentals of physical geography, class 12, class 11. This is done. Now what am I supposed to do? Complete these books as well. It's done. Indian geography, India physical environment, class notes is done. Now I'll take up this book, finish it. Wait for that particular part to get over. It becomes easier to handle these books. Understood? Now what else? Is there any other book for geography? There's one book people generally refer to. It is by Go Chong Leong, G.C. Leong. G.C. Leong, Go Chong Leong. The book name is Certificate Physical and Human Geography. Certificate Physical and Human Geography. I would refer to this book only if I find it difficult to understand the concepts in physical geography. Otherwise not. But I am pretty sure that whatever classes you are going to have will be much more advanced than what is there in this also. Done. That ends our GS1. So GS1 we have had ancient, medieval, art and culture, modern history, then we had post-independent India, world history, Indian society, and then geography. In that you have physical geography, Indian geographies, economic and human geography. How many books? Sufficient number of books or less books? Sufficient? More than sufficient. Now you tell me, where is time for the candidates to study extra books? People search for extra books. People have other material as well. Where is the time to study other material? It always beats me where people get the time to collect other material, think of other material even. Because this is basic. Basic itself is this much. Okay. All right. What is the next one? Next is GS2. Life is easier here. GS2. What is the first subject? Indian polity. Indian polity. Can you just give me a number on how many number of books you had to study in paper 1 or GS1? How many books? Huh? No level 2. Leave the level 2. Absolutely no level 2. Including NCERT. Count Poonam Dalal Dahiya only once. Huh? 25. Any other number? Huh. Notes also must be included. That is a separate book. How can you leave out notes? Forty? No. You have to leave the level 2 books. 30? 30. Okay. We'll fix it at 30. Okay. 30 books. Remember this number. This is GS1. Have I said anything extraordinary here? Anything extraordinary I have mentioned so far? Nothing. This is common knowledge. Everybody knows these books, and we have just listed them properly, and we have counted them. Now we'll go to Indian polity. How, what to study for Indian polity? You tell me. 1. Notes. 2. Lakshmikant. Okay. NCERT, it depends on whether you want to see. Basically, in the last few years, what has happened, the kind of questions UPSC is asking is very, very fundamental. They are asking the meanings of what is liberty. They give you 4 options. Liberty, we know what is, we know freedom. According to constitution, what is freedom? They give you 4 lines, and all the 4 lines look like it is a good answer. Now, for this reason, what we have to do, we have to be a bit careful, look into the fundamentals, especially in the NCERT. Know the meanings exactly. Lakshmikant does not provide that meaning. See, Lakshmikant tells you everything about the constitution, all the important aspects of constitution, the parts of the constitution, schedules of the constitution, everything it gives, the logic behind it, everything it tells. But it does not explain term by term. According to the constitution, what it means? Yes. According to the spirit of the constitution, it does not say anything. So for that, we have to look into the NCERTs. So what I would do is that I will run with notes and Lakshmikant side by side. But I am going to run parallelly, separately with the NCERTs. Right? So how do I cover the NCERTs? Which NCERTs? All NCERTs from class 6. From class 6 through 11. Class 6 to 11. Whatever polity related books are there. What are the polity books? Class 6, 7, 8. You have social and political life 1, 2, 3. 6, 7, 8. Social and political life 1, 2, 3. These are very, very basic books. You will be able to understand easily. Class 9 and 10. Democratic politics 1 and 2. Democratic politics 1, 2. Class 11. Class 11. Political theory. And again in class 11 you have one more book, India, Constitution at Work. Okay. You run parallelly. There is no rush for this. Whenever you find time, you run through them. Don't prepare notes for this. If you want to prepare notes, maintain probably per book, I'll do it in 10 pages like this. There is not much content also. Actually, you'll be knowing most of the stuff because you are studying polity as well. Wait till the polity starts to start with these books. Go in the same order. Wait for polity to start. Once polity starts, keep it like a target. Today, polity has started. Today, I am going to read 2 chapters. 2 chapters, you will be able to get it done in probably some 25-30 minutes. Simple. Till here, you can go at that pace. After that, it is going to be a bit late. This one becomes very, very easy because by the time you reach this book, your polity will be done. So this becomes very, very easy. Clear? For Indian polity, is there any other book? There are books. Indian Constitution itself people study, right? Indian Constitution itself, the fat book, original book itself people study. It's not required. Okay, you do this much, it's done. Next, governance. Indian polity for prelims or mains? Both pre and mains. Weightage, no need to ask. Significant weightage. You get at least 3-4 questions in your mains examination from Indian polity and constitution, and also in your prelims examination you get somewhere around 14 to 15 questions. When it comes to geography, you get somewhere around 5 to 6 questions in your prelims mains examination, and in the prelims examination you get 12 to 13 questions easily. Okay. Governance, GS 2, governance. Notes, printed material. That's it. Nothing else. There is one book which people might refer to, but it's not required. Governance in India by Lakshmikant. Governance in India by Lakshmikant. Not required. That was different. That was Indian polity by Lakshmikant. This is governance in India by Lakshmikant. Now, what is whether it is there for pre or mains? It is main only. But nowadays, as I told you, same logic applies for governance as it had been applied for post-independent India. What they are doing is they are asking a question from governance, but if somebody raises a question with UPSC, hey, why have you asked this question? This is related to governance. You said it is for mains. UPSC is like, this belongs to actually polity, because they are so close knit. You can't separate them actually. So that is why it's better to be prepared for all the subjects before prelims. Okay. Here and there you will get, if you are prepared for mains, no? If a person is prepared for mains as well before prelims, the person will be able to, in my knowledge, a person will be able to get at least 3 to 4 questions right because of his mains knowledge. 3 to 4 questions would mean what? 2 into 4, 8 marks you are going to get extra just like that. That is the advantage. Next, after governance, what do we have? Social justice. GS2, we have social justice. Pre or means, it is there for both pre plus main. However, when I say pre, it is mostly what? It is mostly current affairs related, schemes, policies related. It's not like we have to study something from the book. You can go with the notes and the same book which was there for Indian society, right? In the same book, you have social justice as well. So printed material. Same book. Clear? Next is international relations. GS2, international relations. This is there for both pre and main. Pre, most of the questions are current affairs oriented. You don't get anything related to, static part. Historical aspects of international relations, diaspora related, you don't get anything like that. It is mostly current affairs related, pre. So we can classify it as, main only. But as I told you, when you have the knowledge of international relations beforehand, it's easier to remember the current affairs as well. If you don't know anything about the background of the relationship between countries, remembering current affairs is going to be a very uphill task. See, if I don't know the relationship between India and Pakistan, India and US, some treaty is signed between India and USA. Will I be able to remember it? It is just one another fact. I might forget it as well. If I know the background clearly, I'll be able to remember better. Right? Okay. For this, what to study? Notes. There's going to be a printed material, or you're going to get a PDF of this. Why printed material or PDF? PDF, why? Because if it is in updation, if it is still undergoing updation, you're going to get PDF only. Why? Because you are still in the month of March. You're going to write the exam next year. So almost all the information related to international relations will get outdated. Yes. So either it's going to be printed material or PDF. The faculty is going to mention that. Okay. One background book. It is always better to go with this book. Pax Indica by Shashi Tharoor. Pax Indica by Shashi Tharoor. This is like a background book. A solid background it is going to provide for your international, a solid one. If you ask me, the best of books that is there to learn about international relations is this, presently. It touches upon almost all the relationships India has had with countries, continents, even the world bodies. It touches upon that. That's the end of it. Now tell me, how many books in this paper? GS2? Not many, right? Hardly 6, 7 books maybe. Oh, no, you have Indian polity NCERTs. Count them. 16. See, the number dropped significantly. So the count goes to 16 plus 30, 46. What next? GS3. Which is the first subject? Indian economy. Notes. Indian economy by Nitin Singhania. Indian economy by Nitin Singhania. NCERT Class 11, class 12, class 11, class 12, NCERT. You have macroeconomics, sorry, micro and macroeconomics. All you need to do is study the glossary. I would not mention these as books. It's just few pages you have to study. Glossary only from these two books. There is one book in class 11, Economic Development in India. This book you have to study completely. This is class 11. This book you have to study completely. These two only glossary. The last few pages, which is about terms and their definitions, glossary only. Clear? So overall, I have to study 1, 2, 3 books only. These two are like just glossary. Any other book for Indian economy? There are multiple books. Like you have Ramesh Singh is one, Indian economy by Ramesh Singh, Indian economy by Dattan Sundaram. These are huge books. There is no need to go for that. Okay, I'll just mention here. You have Dattan Sundaram, Indian economy, and then you have Ramesh Singh, Indian economy. These are not required. There is one more book by Uma Kapila as well, not required. Done. What next? Which is the next subject? Environment and ecology. For this, notes. By the way, is it for prelims or mains? Indian economy, both pre and main. Environment ecology, pre and main. Notes. After that, you can refer to PMF IAS, Poor Man for IAS. It's a very, very lengthy book. Lot of content. You have to be very, very selective. Study selectively. I would say, rather than selectively, I would mention it as concepts only. Concepts only. Don't study the updates from here. Study concept only. Right? Done. PMF IAS. Environment and ecology by PMF IAS. What's next? There's one book you can refer to towards the end, or it is class 12 NCERT biology. Biology text. In the biology text, last 4 chapters, there are 4 chapters related to biodiversity. You can study these chapters. This is also required. Class 12 NCERT biology, biodiversity chapters. 3, is it? Okay. 3 chapters. That's it. Biodiversity related chapters. Done. Next is science and technology. Science and technology. Pre or mains? This is both for pre and main. While the weightage is significant, this is one of the difficult parts to handle, especially in prelims. Mains is still fine, but prelims is more difficult to handle this area. Why? Because it is current affairs loaded, highly current affairs loaded. So what to do for science and tech? You just refer to the notes. It gives you a strong basic foundation. Apart from this, nothing. Don't do anything. Just study current affairs. Right? Limit. I'm telling you, this is the limit. Once you cross the border, you can't control. There are too many factors. There is too much content which you can't control. You can't consume. Right? Do this. After doing this, what is the rule? 85% proficiency the day you gain. Do whatever you want. Study anything you want. Extra. If you want to go to level 2 in this, you can go for Science and Technology in India, SNT in India, by Ravi P. Agrahari. This will be a lot, but as I told you, it is level 2. What next? Internal security challenges. Internal security challenges. This is mains only. Main only. You can add DM as well with this. Disaster management. Internal security challenges and disaster management. Refer to the notes. And next, challenges of internal security. Challenges of internal security by Ashok Kumar. He is an IPS officer. Challenges of internal security, Ashok Kumar. It covers disaster management as well. Any other subject left? That's the end of your GS3. GS4. GS4. Notes. And you will be getting the material on your website itself, right? So you can refer to the website for material, Legacy IAS website itself, because it is under constant updation, especially related to personalities. So you have thinkers, reformers, that gets updated regularly. So as of now, it's not put up there yet. Only 2-3 chapters are there. So it's in the course of development. So by the time we start your chapters, ethics. So earlier we used to give a reference as what? Printed material. But now it's going to be the website. On the website itself, you are going to find everything that is related to the 7 chapters, proper 7 chapters. Apart from that, notes you referred, right? Only these 2 things, nothing more. Okay, don't do anything extra for this subject. If you want to do something extra, you can try your hand at this book. Ethics, Integrity and Aptitude. Lexicon. Done. What next? GS 1, 2, 3, 4 is done. What do we have now? CSAT is there. What to do for CSAT? Class, notes, exercises. That's it. Done. Class, notes, exercises. That's it. What next? Essay. What to study for essay? How are the essays designed? Socio-politico-economic and philosophical. So, do we need separate preparation for that? Attend the classes, prepare notes about how to approach essays, and then it's only practice. Practice and feedback. Attending classes, essay classes for what? For 20 classes, 30 classes, it's useless. Many people do it. There are courses for essay. Essay writing courses are there. Trust me, it will not be that way. How will it be? It's always about, I will write first, get it evaluated. It is bad, then I'll make an improvement. Then again evaluation, I'll write again, evaluation. This is a process. It is never going to be like what? I will attend 20 classes, my essay will become good. No. It's always about practice and feedback. Essay is done. No separate book for that. What next? Optional. How many books did I tell? 4 to 5 books minimum. Let's say 5 books. 5 books minimum. Count the number of books now. We are yet to make additions. There are few more additions I need to make. First tell me how many books. So there were 30 in GS1, 16 in GS2, GS3. Not getting the count. 20. Economy, you had class notes. Along with that, you have Nitin Singhania, and there is one more, right? 3. And then in environment class notes. Along with that, PMFIS. That's it. Those 3 chapters are not counted as a book, right? 5. And then next, science and technology, you have only class notes. Yes. And then ethics, class notes. Disaster management, you have 2 books there, right? So, and then you have probably 11, 12. Yes, 11 or 12? 12. No, that is optional. I am talking only about this one, GS3, 12 books. 30 plus 16 plus 12, ethics, 2 books. That's it. And then essay, nothing. CSAT, let's consider that to be 1 book. And optional 5. Total 28, 58, 58 plus 360, 161 plus 5, 66. Done. Happy? I have not put anything extra. Only basics. Still I have eliminated also. 66 plus those 3 books you left out. Background books. Did you count the background books as well? My Experiments with Truth, Discovery of India, and also there is one more book, Pax Indica. Pax Indica you would have counted. You have counted Pax Indica, but you have left out those 2 books. Let's add those 2. What next? Is that all? Now we will come to current affairs. Current affairs, no matter how you do it, I gave you two options. What are the two options I gave you? Either study completely Indian Express, make your own notes, or refer to one newspaper, editorials and explained you study, but everything else you study from the magazine. This is what I suggested. So there is no need to make notes in that case. In making notes case, one newspaper only, nothing else I'll look into. One newspaper and PIB analysis. Yes? So you have two options for current affairs. I'll go with one newspaper completely. I will prepare my notes. Plus I will refer to PIB monthly. This is a monthly magazine. Or what will I do? On a daily basis, I will study editorial and explained. Along with that, I am going to study monthly magazine, right? On a daily basis, what will I do? I can either refer to daily news analysis or I will go with monthly magazine only, right? And along with that, PIB analysis. Either this or this. It's up to you. It's completely up to you. Now, no matter how you look at it, if you are starting from the month of May till next August, 15 months. 15 months means 15 books. Let's add those 15 books. Done. All throughout, we have to do something in the background as well. What is the background work we are supposed to do? PYQ analysis we are supposed to do. PYQ analysis will run into at least 10 years PYQ if we are analyzing. In fact, you are supposed to take those books which are related to mains PYQ analysis. Mains PYQ workbooks are available. You have to take those books. 5 workbooks are available. GS 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 ka 2 books. 2 books on 4. 5 workbooks. What has been done in those books is theme wise questions are given. Say for example, if I have studied Parliament chapter, Parliament related, what are all the PYQs that have come in mains examination together with space to write answers. So those are the workbooks. Those are 5 in number. So I will add those 5 here. Along with that, PYQ prelims PYQ that is available on your portal. It will be available on your portal. Chapter wise it is available. So if I count that also will run into one book, let's suppose. Okay. So I'll add that one book. This is your total work for 1.5 years. 1.5 years. This much you have. Count the number. 89, right? I will discount something here for you. These 5 books, let's make it one book. If it is just analysis, if you are writing, yes, 5 books. If you are not writing, just looking into the analysis, then it is lesser only. So I would make it 85. Instead of 5 books, let's consider it as one book itself, because it is empty spaces all around. 85 books overall. On an average, I would say 85 books, 150 pages on an average. 150 on an average. 85 into 150. Math. How much is it? How much is it? 12,750. Too much? 12,750. That is why you have to be what? You have to be selective in reading. This is the reason why we are supposed to make heat maps. This is why we are supposed to know where the questions are coming from. PYQ analysis. This is why it is important. Just imagine 12,750 pages of content to remember it. Is it possible? Exactly remembering what is there in the books? It's not possible. So what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to become smarter. How do we become smarter? With the guidance of PYQ. Add a layer of PYQ every time you study. Every time. Today I studied polity. Next, after 15 days, I will study polity. Before studying polity, I will just go through PYQ once. A layer of PYQ before every revision. That is the only guideline we have. Nothing else. This is what your faculty will tell also. If you go to the faculty, ask sir which are the important areas. They will tell you these are the important areas on the basis of what? PYQ only. Clear? Any doubts now? Online people, any doubts you have? Anything at all? Yes. So PYQs are available on your portal. So student portal is there, right? You are onboarded to the portal. Their PYQs are available. In the sense, how they are available? After the chapter gets completed, automatically it gets updated, right? You will get the PYQs, questions related to that particular chapter updated below the recording. That will be there. Of what? Of prelims. Mains, it's in the workbook. They are available in the workbook section wise. It's not year wise, it's section wise. So it becomes easier again. So if I study something in geography, so river system, if I study river system related, whatever questions are there, you will find it at one place in the workbook. Next. It will be provided for all the subjects, almost all the subjects. 12 modules you are going to get, but refer to only the ones I have mentioned. Sir, what about the rest of the books? Rest of the books, keep it, let them be happy, you also be happy. There is no need for you to open them. So you'll get 12 modules. I think I have mentioned 2 or 3 only. Rest 9, 10, you can just keep it there. Don't open them. Don't unnecessarily duplicate your work. Sir, then why are you giving? Because you should also feel like, you know, you are getting something just because of that. Next. There is no need to read more on it. What I would suggest you to do, if I study the current affairs, there is a background to the current affairs. It's just that your, memory should get refreshed related to that background. Say for example, how many revisions are we supposed to do for any subject? I will do 3 revisions based on what? The core areas, non-core areas I have defined based on the heat maps. I have studied 3 revisions I have done. But I am studying current affairs also. When I study current affairs, don't you think, let's say article number 32 has been in news. Don't you think that becomes 4R? Only article 32 becomes 4R now. Because in current affairs also I am studying. So that is why whatever current affairs you are getting, right, in your monthly magazine also, it comes with a background. It's not just current affairs. Current affairs comes with a background. And when you are preparing your own notes of current affairs, when you write just article 32 means this, you will not just stop there. Your brain will not stop there. Your brain will think about what is there in Lakshmikant as well. That much is sufficient. There is no need to dig deeper into the internet, right? So whatever is there in the current affairs, related to that, what is the background in our static book? That's it. Don't go beyond that. It's not required. Okay. Next. This one, current affairs magazines, right? Monthly magazine. So we are making one more effort regarding your answer writing practice. One more effort is that it will take time, but eventually you will get it. For your batch, you are going to get it, right? By the time probably you start writing answers, we'll make sure it is available for you as well. What we are doing is that we are collecting the toppers answers from all throughout time, all the time, like 10 years, toppers answers, and we are compiling the answers in such a manner it is theme wise. So it will be a part of the workbook itself. The idea is to make it a part of the workbook. With that, what happens? So it will be a separate copy, and later on we are going to integrate it in the workbook. So what is going to happen is that I have completed citizenship chapter, or let's say some other chapter I have completed. Now I do the analysis of what? PYQ analysis, pre-PYQ analysis I did. Now I also want to check what mains questions have come in this particular chapter. I'll open the workbook. Now I see there are 3-4 questions that have come. I want to write answer. But how to write an answer? Just with Lakshmikant will I be able to write answers? So there needs to be a guideline, right? For this reason, what we are doing is we are compiling the answers of the toppers section wise. Now, before you go to citizenship answer writing, you look at 2 or 3 answers written by the toppers, how they have written answer on citizenship. With that base, you can write an answer. Clear? So once you get that, I think the entire preparation becomes much more holistic, right? Most of the times, it's just that directions are too many. So if we have a one fixed direction, it becomes easier. The path, the traversing of the path becomes easier. Okay, so that one area we are working on. Okay, where you get the toppers answers for almost every section. It becomes easier, much more easier actually. Yeah, next. All the books that I have mentioned, it is available online. All the books, all of them. Next. That's it. Nothing else. No material for language. Okay. Kannada, how many people have a problem writing? Writing. Okay. All the people who have a problem in writing a particular language, Indian language, first get assessed. Assessment is the first thing. 2 to 3 pages of that language you write, get it evaluated by a person who knows the language properly. And the error rate should not be more than 2 to 3 in those 2 to 3 pages. Basically, 1 error per page, grammatically and spelling wise. If not, if the errors are more, what to do? Every single day, open the newspaper, take out 2 articles, write every day at least 3 pages, 4 pages on a daily basis. Keep writing. That is the only solution. There's no other solution. For the people who have what problem? The error problem. Sir, there is no error, but I don't know what will come in the exam. Don't worry. If you are not making errors in the writing, you will get through. You will get through. Easily you will get through. Sir, I don't know the content. Don't worry. You will get through. The only reason a person will fail in these papers, the only reason a person who goes to the mains exam and fails in a language paper is only because either his spellings are not right or his sentence formation is not right. Content wise, there is no problem. Clear? So that is why 2 to 3 pages you write, see where you stand, get them assessed. And if you are making too many mistakes, start writing newspaper articles, 2-3 newspaper articles, look at them, write, look, write. Do it for 2 to 3 months, you'll be there. Clear? Next. I still do not understand this problem. Which problem? Inability to write a language. It actually, becomes difficult for me to understand sometimes. You have studied the language for how many years? Probably from what age? From first standard till 10th standard. How is it you did not correct yourself all throughout? Huh? And it is very, very basic. You have to write very basic language, not like complicated stuff you are not supposed to write. Okay. So in translation, there is translation part as well in that. Sometimes we don't know the words also in translation. Say for example, radio, what is it called in your language? You don't know. So what to do? Write radio in your language. That's allowed. Transistor. What to write for a transistor? Radio is still fine. Akashwani. For transistor, there is no word. You have to write transistor in your script, your language script. That's it.
Now I have confusion between two languages. My Kannada reading is not fast. Hindi reading is fast. But the writing and all I can do good in both the languages.
Which is better in writing?
I think Hindi is better, but
Then go with,
Kannada is my mother tongue.
it does not matter. Go with Hindi. That's it. Very simple. Whichever Indian language you are good at, stick to that language. Whichever Indian language it is. Okay. So it does not say mother tongue. You have to choose mother tongue. That's not the criterion. It says one of the Indian languages. Any one of the Indian languages. Okay. Clear?
So it will be the very basic language.
Basic. That is why I told you the criterion is very, very simple. What is the criterion? Spelling mistakes and grammatical errors. If you are not doing this, you are good. All right. Shall we leave? Yes. So we'll meet again for probably your ethics classes at some point. From day after tomorrow, you have the proper classes starting. Subjects will be starting from day after tomorrow. So your running starts from day after tomorrow. All right. And one more thing is that the notes, the pen, everything should be decided by day after tomorrow. Which book you are going to use? The same book you are going to use till the end, as in the same type of book. No ruled sheets in the book, unruled. Unruled. And I would prefer such books, these books, the spiral bound books, that would be better. At least A4 size. A4 size books, pages, spiral, and then pen. One pen till the end. The same pen you have to use for your exam also. Not the same pen. So it will run out of ink. So the grip should not change. And also, what? Apart from this, color, not many colors are required. For notes preparation, yes. For your mains answer writing, color pens not suggested. So one color only, black or blue, right? Either black or blue, and then underlining you can do. So both are fine. Waterproof. Waterproof pens. That's it.
Sir, in the starting you told we can go either for the notes and 1/3 part for extra points. The other way would be complete new set. So if I make the complete new set, there will also be revision of what is going on in class. Then how does it make more tedious? Because one thing it will be revision. Second thing, if I want to add something extra and there is no sufficient space in the 1/3 what I've left for the classmates, then there will be.
See, the thing is, the short notes that I mentioned, separately. That is going to be more like a skeleton. It's not going to be sentences. There are no sentences in that. The short notes that I mentioned, one thing is, this is one way, 1/3 space you have left. Anything extra you are adding, and whatever you are adding is not in sentences, it is only keywords. Whatever you have written in the notes is sentences. The other way around, which I told you, is what? The sheet. And in this sheet, you are going to have only keywords from notes, NCERT, and the standard book. That's it. This is keywords only. Here, sentences plus keywords from extra sources. Here it is only keywords, no sentences at all. Okay. My preference is this for me, but it is, see, you have to be careful. It's a difficult one. This work is difficult. On paper, it might look easy, but doing this task is difficult. This one is relatively easier. This one is difficult. Why I prefer this one is it gives me space for active recall. Active recall in the sense, if I write one keyword here, next time when I am revising, if I look at the keyword, if I am not able to recall, my brain has no support anywhere to recall. No support. My brain will think again and again, where is it? Why did I put this keyword? Whereas here, there is a lot of support. Your brain does not put the effort. Your brain is like, it's there, check. This is one of the reasons why you are not supposed to study from where? Highlighting. Why highlighting is not good for studying, especially when you are studying a lot. You have highlighted, and when you want to revise also, when you go, you close it, try to recall, you are not able to recall, you just open your hand, it's there. Your brain is like, first remove your hand, I'll see. Yes, it does not allow active recall. For active recall, it is always better to have keywords only. It works better. This one, you start with this. My suggestion, you start with this. Do not go for this as of now. Maybe later at some point, you can convert this into this. Okay, you can convert this into this later. But for now, I would suggest you to go with this, because this is a bit difficult task. Okay, this is fairly a difficult task. Go with this. All right. Anything? You have to purchase it. It's available. You have to order. You have to order in the institute. You have to tell them whether you want those books or not. So you have to get your name registered there. Then only you'll get those books. Okay. Done. Shall we leave? Yes. All the very best. And from day after tomorrow, start running. And once the profile sheets are provided for each candidate, what are you supposed to do? Fill it religiously. Every 2 days once, you fill it. Whatever work you have done, you fill it. I think I will be taking a session on that as well, right? So once the profile sheets gets rolled out to you, I'll take a session on that. How to fill it, each and every piece of information I'll go into. Okay, clear? All right, shall we leave? Yes, thank you.